Mary knew this because she sat at Jesus' feet just to listen to him while Martha stayed busy working around the house. And I use this illustration all the time because it's so true. Martha said, "Why isn't Mary as busy as I am?" Right? There is actually power in stopping and literally being quiet for a moment to listen in for what God is saying for your day, for your moment, for your very hour that you need a word from the Lord. It can be as simple as taking a few steps before you step out of the car to go into work, or sitting in silence with your coffee before you turn on the TV in the morning. I remember while I was going to therapy, one of my therapists came in and she was running late. And she came in and she says, "Oh my, you just don't know what happened to me this morning." I said, "Well, what's going on? I see you running in." She said, "I saw an accident." Oh, there was a story to be told, right? I saw an accident. I said, "Well, what happened?" And so she was telling me, she said, "The Lord told me," she said, "just to slow down." She said, "Because this guy was driving crazy. He came up on me and then he swerved around me." And she said, "I just heard the Lord telling me just to slow down, just to slow down." And so in that moment, as I'm listening to her talk and she's sharing with me, I didn't know she was a Christian. She don't know I'm a Christian. She's just sharing her story. Okay. And so as she's sharing and I hear her in my spirit, she's connected with God already in the morning, right? Telling her to slow down. Well, in the midst of God telling her to slow down, the guy did wreck and he hit a woman and I think it was a child in the car, on the side of the car on the highway. And so she was saying how she was, was in tune with God. And really, it was so natural to her to have this conversation, how she was intertwined in her connection with God in the morning. But he saved her from an accident. Why? Because she was listening, and not just listening, but she was doing as God had told her to do. Slow down, steps, watch and pray, right? See what's going to happen. And sometimes we need to take a moment in our day to stop and listen and see what God is saying. It can be as simple as taking a few minutes before you, like I said, step out of your car, go into your home, go into the office, or even go into a meeting, that you just stop and say, "God, I need you right now. Speak to my heart, speak to my mind. Give me the words to say in this very hour." So, my prayer today for you is that you would take the moment, stop and pray, get that connection with God on today, even if it's only for a couple of minutes. Just stop, sit still, and just be present in the moment. Tell God you're going to focus on Him and listen, and then follow through. God is always speaking. We need to develop the discipline to hear Him. We can start by making ourselves available to Him. And I'm telling you, that story with my therapist, I thought she has made herself available to God. She's listening in and she's hearing what he's saying. But not only is she listening, but she's doing what the Father tells her to do. And to me, that's awesome. And it's my prayer too today that I too get away from the busy, right? That we get away from the busy, allowing that to control our lives. And we begin to listen and connect with God on today. Listen, we never end these without giving scripture. Today we're talking from Luke 10 and 38. You can find it in Jesus and his disciples continue their journey. They arrived at a certain village. There was a woman called Martha, asked Jesus to come into her home. Martha had a sister called Mary, and Mary sat down near Jesus. She was listening to the things that he was teaching. But Martha was thinking to herself, "I cannot do all this work alone." So she went to Jesus and said, "Master, my sister is not helping me with the work. She has left me to do it alone. You surely do not think that it's right. Tell her that she should be helping me." The Lord just replied, "Martha, Martha, you have troubles in your mind about many things, but the only one thing that is really important, that is what Mary has chosen to do. Nobody will take it away from her." Mm.